Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Channel 6.5 News. I am Benjamin Rodriguez, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Annalise Latham.
Our top story today is LGBTQ rights in the 2020 presidential debates. Watch this clip to learn more about the subject at hand.
A study commissioned by the Department of Defense found my colleagues that the cost of providing medically necessary care to be very small. In fact, every year, the Pentagon spends 5 times more on Viagra than it does for transition-related care.
Back to Channel 6.5 News. Today we are interviewing Michael McMillian from the LGBTQ Center in South Bend, Indiana, on his thoughts on LGBTQ rights.
How do you feel about LGBTQ discrimination in the workplace?
In the workplace, LGBTQ folks, they are not a protected class. So, for example, in Indiana, there are no protected sexual identity and gender identity are not protected classes. So, if you are applying for a job or you are trying to get a job, you can potentially be discriminated against due to your identity unless you are living or working in a place that does have some sort of human rights ordinance. So in South Bend, we do have a human rights ordinance that does protect sexual identity and gender identity. So unless it is actually put into an ordinance of some sort as a protected class, then it is something that LGBTQ folks face larger amounts of discrimination in the workplace. They face more stigma when whether or not they can be out at work, whether or not they can be fully who they are, their authentic self. So whether that's having a picture of their partner on their desk or talking openly about their partner, it's something that LGBTQ folks face a lot more pressure compared to their heterosexual peers.
Interesting. What is the most critical issue regarding LGBTQ rights for the 2020 presidential candidates?
So, for this coming cycle, I think what would be nice to see some candidates talking about, kind of how I mentioned earlier, is to have some sort of human rights ordinance, including gender identity and sexual identity as a protected class in a civil rights ordinance. So whether someone is transgender, lesbian, gay, bisexual, these are things, again, that are not protected on a federal level. So we see examples of people who are asked to leave establishments, they're not able to order cakes, they're not able to order pizza because of their sexual orientation. We're seeing trans folks who are not being able to get their gender identities, their markers changed on their identification. These are things that folks are struggling with. They're things that should be talked about, and we need real solutions if we're going to reach true equality where everyone has, everyone is being seen and heard. So,
well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us.
Awesome. Thanks so much for calling.
Back to you, Annalise, in the newsroom.
Welcome to Channel 6.5 News. As you know, I'm Annalise Latham, and our top story today is LGBTQ rights in the 2020 presidential debates. On our channel, we like to see both sides of an argument. So, on the other hand, it very specifically says in the Bible that homosexuality is a sin. In 1 Timothy, it says, "We know that the law is made not for the righteous, but for the lawbreakers and the rebels, for the unholy and the irreligious, for the ungodly and the sinful, for those who kill their mothers and their fathers, for murderers, for the sexually immoral, and for those practicing homosexuality." In Leviticus it says, "A man shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. If a man lies with a man as with a woman, they have both committed an abomination and shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them." You could say that because God made Adam and Eve, relationships should be composed of a man and a woman, not of a man and a man, nor a woman and a woman. However, lawmaking cannot be dictated by religion. So says the First Amendment, which reads, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion.
I love the dignity that accompanies self-acceptance and the way our collective humanity gets expanded when one wrongfully marginalized community says, we are human beings. There is enough room here for all of us, period. This declaration that one's worth is not affected by one's sexual orientation or gender is a trailblazing concept that lifts humanity into its fullest expression of itself.
You hear about equal rights in the Civil War, both world wars, and in our society today. You hear about children waking up in the morning with one of our parents gone. You hear about people getting shot in the street because of the color of their skin.
You hear about immigrants being denied safety in a country made by immigrants. You hear about discrimination because of gender, sexuality, race, or religion. Common courtesy isn't exactly common anymore. None of this is okay. Let's end this in 2020.
Thank you for tuning into Channel 6.5 News for all your news updates.
Good night, and make sure to check out next week's edition of Channel 6.5 News.
Bye!